Hey guys, Elite Legionarii here, bringing you a 2 versus 2 Syrian flats battle for Rome Total War. I'll be playing as Spqr. My opponent here is Billybob. He's pretty inexperienced at Rome Total War, but he's been in a few of my Shogun 2 for all the Samurai vids. If you're interested in watching those, I'm not very good at all the Samurai, so don't expect great things from them, but it's good for a laugh. And my opponents are... my name is, he's the Brutii, directly opposite me, and Biscuits. As you know, he's featured in several of my videos and is a good player. He'll be playing as the House of Scipii. So you may be looking at my army and thinking you've got no infantry, and I don't. On one of my previous free-for-alls recently, there was a player who did something very similar to this, and it's been a long time since I tried this, particularly as a Roman faction, so I thought, you know, I might as well give it a go, see how we go here. So I've got 6 units of gold Praetorian cavalry and 2 units of gold legionary cavalry for my 8 cav. I have 4 gold archer auxilia and 2 gold Roman archers. 15k there, that's what's happened there. My ally is, of course it's Billybob, I already said that. He has rather 6 units of, I believe they're, let's see, they look to be silver, or probably just 4 upgrades. I'm assuming silver, but there could be something else. That's urban cohorts. He's got a couple of archers, a couple of upgrades there, and he's got 4 silver, or 4 upgrade Praetorian cav, no, 5 of them. So, he doesn't have a peeler shield though, and he really should have one, because a peeler will be what makes the difference in this fight, whereas Biscuits does. I don't know if he's picked that one up from watching me or whatnot. I hope he has, because it's kind of, I know it's not my tactic, it's not my invention, other players do it all the time, but I always like to stress it a lot in my videos. But he has 5 units of probably silver, or a couple of 4 upgrades like Billybob for his urban cohort, and he has a unit of 3 upgraded legionary first cohorts. That's not a bad idea, because his whole army is going to get a real boost from that being there, which is not a bad idea at all. He has 4 units of gold Praetorian cav, so he's got 1 less cavalry, and I believe he had a couple of archers there. Yeah, not sure what kind of upgrades they got though. Probably, well, they look to be gold tag probably. So he's going to kind of oblique Billybob, another trick I like to use in some of my vids. I don't know if you picked it up from me either. Of course, again, it's not my strategy, it's just something I like to do sometimes, because you can gang up on one side. So Billybob gets a bit aggressive here with his cav, and he goes in on his own, although this charge on the enemy general didn't actually go off too bad. It did do quite a bit of damage there, but he's going to lose a lot of cav here, but I pull off 2 of my legionary cavalry to go assist him. So what I'm going to do here in a moment is I'm moving up here and I'm dueling with my enemy over here. I'm keeping a close eye on that cav though. I pull this unit of Praetorian cav back in case he kind of goes straight ahead, because I don't want my archers getting swamped, because I've got no infantry to protect me here. So over here we see that Biscuits pretty much dominated that cavalry fight, even though he had 1 less cavalry. He had sort of more upgrades, and Billybob was a wee bit hastier, but you have to remember with Billybob that he hasn't played Rome very long. So over here I get a nice charge into the sides of these, wedge charge into the sides of these guys. And I probably should have gone out of wedge actually, I don't know why I stayed in it, because one of my Praetorians gets creamed, and I was worried at this stage one of them routes, because I thought, well, if I lose my cavalry I'm totally screwed. But anyway, what I do get good charges everywhere else, and I come round behind him. I did have to give up 2 of my cav though to go assist Billybob, otherwise he's going to lose. And as you can see over here, he took a lot of casualties to peeler, because he had no peeler screen, whereas Biscuits didn't. Peeler screen makes a big difference. Over here, quickly, I do manage to encircle the remainder of his Brutii cavalry.
Gods be praised!
And I just pull off that auxilia there, and I'll quickly destroy my opponent's cavalry there. It works out nicely. Over here, I see that this Praetorian cav is pinned down on some of these urban cohorts, and I do my guys with a nice charge. And my legionary cavalry will do a pretty good job in this fight, because I've got archer support and his men are more tired than mine, so that helps. Over here, Billybob will most likely definitely lose this infantry fight, but there are urban cohort he's using, so they're going to hold out against his enemy's urban cohort. Over here, I finish off the rest of my enemy's cavalry, basically spaced encirclement, so I did lose one of my Praetorians kind of badly, but it basically allowed me to encircle the rest of them and destroy them. So I see these enemy archer units, so I'm going to quickly kill them. Over here I'll be using my cavalry to try and support, my 2 legionary cavalry to try and support Billybob. He does get a good cav charge with his Brutii cav, which allows him to do a bit of damage to this urban cohort, which allows him to stay in the game. And I'll basically repeat the same thing over here with my legionary cavalry. Over here I mop up the rest of my direct opponent's archers. I actually didn't catch his infantry. It is 6 units of early legionary cohort, which was an interesting choice, which makes it very easy for my cavalry to just charge them down. And I'll repeat this strike over and over on him, basically. At this stage I'm using my legionary cavalry to assist Billybob, but he's getting pretty nailed there. Anyway, he's also getting attacked by my allies' infantry, so I've got to quickly get in there and help him. But I've got my archers here offering support, so I'm going to bring them forward. And they're offering flank fire, so that a lot of his infantry's already been lost there. So I get another really nice charge on his early legionary cohort. In wedge formation, I get a couple more charges in. And he loses a lot of his infantry just to wedge charges, and I'll just repeatedly pull in and out. And that's the beauty. You may have noticed this is on normal scale. Biscuits likes his games on normal scale. I don't know, it might be his computer, it might be a bit easier on his computer, I don't know. But on normal scale, I don't usually have any micro problems at all. On normal scale, because I just find it easier to micro smaller sized armies. It's just easier, and that's why I can actually do quite well with my micro on normal scale. But I prefer large scale because it just seems more realistic, even though normal scale is actually easier. So I get some nice charges here, and I do rout his general urban cohort. I'm going to repeat this stuff and just keep on charging. And while this is happening, he has managed to catch one of my archer auxiliary with his auxiliary, but I should be okay with that. And I've got plenty of my other archer units landing a lot of flank fire, and so is Billybob's archers. So we're doing a lot of damage there, and just repeated strikes on my cav. This is the area where you can exploit urban cohorts with cavalry charges. It is an area where they have a weakness, one of their very few weaknesses. With plenty of flank fire, I do manage to rout a lot of this other early legionary cohort. So, this full cav armies are a lot of fun. I wouldn't really try one on large scale because I don't really think I'd be able to probably use it very efficiently. Like I said, I'm not the best cav micro and mass amounts, especially when the scale's large, but on normal scale I can do it pretty well. So that's what's going on here. So Biscuits has done a pretty good job here, but he does no answer for my cav really. And Billybob does a pretty good thing here really. He just charges his archers in, and obviously his archers will lose, but it's going to pin up all this infantry, so they're completely and utterly exposed to my cavalry, which is actually a lot more dangerous to him. So I'll just keep charging in the flank there, and as you can see it's doing a lot of damage. So Praetorian cavalry, they're really too overpowered basically, and they make real no sense for Rome to have. But nonetheless, I kind of needed them because I had no infantry, and basically because everyone else brings them as Rome, I just used them to balance it out a bit because I don't want to get too overdone. If I'm not using urban cohort at all, I'm going to need to use Praetorian cavalry to at least balance it. And Praetorian cavalry are, they're not the most powerful cav. You can still beat them with cataphracts and stuff, so I don't consider them to be ridiculously overpowered or anything. They just then combined with urban cohorts makes Rome ridiculously overpowered. So if I only have one of them, or if I only use Praetorian cav and no urban cohort, I consider it more balanced. That's my understanding of the situation. So as you can see, my combined tactics assault enables Billybob to survive this fight. And I was really pleased with the way my cav performed in this fight. Basically, I got good support from my archers. You can see very few losses to those, so that turned out pretty well as well. So not too bad there at all. So I'm just going to triple speed to the end, guys. Skip ahead if you want. I'm just running down the routing units now, or any units that might have regrouped from routing earlier. But other than that, use wedge charge too. It has a moral shock, so it's kind of useful. It just depends on how well, on the larger scale it's harder to pull them in and out, but on normal scale it's not all that hard. And there you go to the end, only an average victory, so we didn't do really well. But I had the smallest army, and I came out with the most kills, so I was pretty pleased with that. And I still had 229 men left, so I felt I did pretty good in that fight. And Billybob didn't do too bad. He should have had that peeler shield and been a little more, less aggressive with his cav and kept him near his infantry for support. Biscuit's got 437 there, coming in at second, and his ally came in last at 224. Again, his ally allowed his actual cav to be isolated and attacked by my cav. Plus, I got a good charge on them, so that made a difference. So if we have a look at my results, my general's unit got 135. Now, on normal scale, that's like getting 235 or 250. It's because it's really that disparity in numbers there. You've got to remember, on normal scale, a normal Praetorian cavalry's only got 27 men in it, so it got 135 kills, so it got a bunch of kills. This one here got 69. This one here got 0. It just got totally trashed, but basically it got sacrificed and all the others got a lot of kills. This one got 86, this one got 40, that's Legionary Cav, they got 49, and this one got 70. So Legionary Cav is pretty good too. Not as good as Praetorian Cav, but it's rather good at melee fighting. I've found that at melee fighting it'll beat Companion Cav and Sacred Band Cav that Macedon Carthage use, but it won't beat them in a charge, so you want to be careful of that. The other Praetorians got pretty good kills, and my Archer Auxilia, nice kills as well. So that all came together quite nicely. It was kind of fun to use an experimental cav army, and it was good. I wouldn't try using that army on large. Well, I have tried on large, but it doesn't kind of go quite as well as this fight did. But a great fight nonetheless to Billybob, Biscuits, and my name is. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will catch you soon next time.